Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kay. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us.
Yes, and my name is Honeybee, or you can call me Bee, and whichever you choose is all right with who.
Us.
Okay, period, hunty.
That's right. So excited to get into this.
Ciao.
So every week we pick a artist to feature and do a little bit of a deeper dive into. This week we're doing KARD. So we watch a couple MVs, we watch a dance practice live, we watch a guide, and now we're here doing a podcast to talk all about it.
Yes.
Wow, this group.
Yes.
We listened to Icky a couple weeks ago for Soman's birthday, and I am so glad that we did because that was such a great song, and it definitely made me go, because I usually split up. We try and do like a girl group and then a guy group and then go, kind of back and forth. And since they're mixed, I didn't know what podcast poll to put them onto, So yeah, so this was really cool.
They are so dope.
They are so great.
They are, like, I remember watching Icky and being like, the first thought I had was, wow, we need more of this.
Yes.
Here. Number one. Excuse me, y'all. I keep coughing. My allergies have been acting up. But I also feel that was my first thought. But the second thought I had was, oh my God, they are so dope.
Yeah.
And their music is so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... Okay, how do I say this without... I'm just going to say it. Sometimes, in previous years, we have seen co-ed groups, not necessarily from here, but it can be from across the world, who are of one genre, where it's very, like, it could be kind of bubbly, or it could be, like, more on that pop trying to be commercial.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a place for everybody, right? But when we watched Icky, it was just, there was a whole different vibe. Like, I can't even explain, but it was just so amazing. It
had like a darkness to it, like a something that was like a little bit more mature, I definitely would say. And like a little dirty. It was a little like, I don't know, it just had that extra little grit,
like a little rough around the edges, but in the best way possible.
Not in like, not in that it wasn't done well, but more like on purpose, rough around the edges kind of thing. Yeah, like I really like what it reminds me of, it not musically, but like that dirty Southern rock.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Like Chris Stapleton. Do you know?
Yeah, kind of. Although I'm not a country fan.
Not like a country fan, but he does this like gritty.
You know what song I think of, and I know they're not Southern, is Led Zeppelin, When the Levee Breaks. That like, I don't know. There's just something about it. When it keeps on raining, levee's gonna break. Like, it's very like soulful and kind of,
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, like that sort of feeling. You know what I mean? Not, like I said, not musically. Right.
It's just the feel.
Exactly.
The feel of it.
Like, I got the same feeling from KARD that I do listening to something like that. Some like dirty rock. I love it. Yeah, and the members too. Watching that guide, I really fell in love with them.
I was going to ask you, what was your biggest takeaway from the guide? Like, what did you like the most? Who are your... biased C's.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, BM, Big Matthew, he was amazing. I love that he's like their producer and composer. He was so awesome. Like the number one hype man, totally true. I love that so much. I love that in a person, like that person who's always going to be there and be like, yes, girl, get it. You love it. You're so good. You're kind of my hype man. You're my Big Matthew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that. It's just that energy, that positive energy. And I love the fact that he like was talking about his big titties and turned it into a breast cancer like fundraiser. Like, come on.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he was just amazing. I think they all are amazing in like totally different ways.
Yes.
You know, the girls both have amazing voices. I really love Jiwoo's voice.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Speaking of dirty Southern rock, kind of like had that rasp to it that like something more.
Yes.
You know?
I feel that.
But not to say Soman doesn't, you know, they all, like even the guys, like I know they're more rappers, but they both had like beautiful tones and everything.
Yeah,
too.
and I like that they actually showcased them singing. You know what I mean? Like it was actually them showing a different side. You know what I mean?
And I love that all of them all had all the same positions, basically. I think the only thing that didn't happen was Soman didn't have like a rapper title. You know what I mean? But everybody else was like a rapper, a dancer, and a singer.
And that's the thing too, is like, I like that when it comes to their, like, there's no, like, so I was like reading about like their fandom and everything, and like, and they don't have a leader necessarily.
Yeah,
I love
they said that. Yeah.
And I like that they don't necessarily have like a dedicated color. Like they really are trying to be like, we are for everybody.
Yeah, which
and
is awesome.
You know what I mean? Which you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, yeah.
And my question also, I wanted to ask you another question. There was a part where BM was it is it Soman?
Soman and Jiwoo.
Was it Soman and BM that were like going at each other, like brother and sister type of situation?
Yeah.
So when I was watching that, it just automatically think, I don't have any sisters, right? I have older brothers.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, made me think, when you saw that, did that make you think of you and your brothers growing up?
For sure. So I'm the oldest, so I'm definitely was the one who was like, no, we need to do this, we need to do that. But for sure.
Okay.
There was definite sibling energy.
There was definitely like,
the punches on the shoulder.
Yes!
And the
Listen, I was screaming because I instantly thought of, I was like, this is kind of interesting because I wonder if Kay's looking at this and being like, I could relate.
Oh, for sure. Like the stupid stuff you get up to with your siblings, you know, like the stupid little fights that you get into over nothing.
That have no, like...
Exactly. And like, that's definitely the energy I got from them. Like big sibling energy, big family energy, which is awesome. You know, I love the fact, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Soman or Jiwoo who, was the one who was disgusted. Like BM was pulling up his shirt.
Oh, it was like, Jiwoo. It was Jiwoo. She was in the corner like...
She's like, no. So, which is great. You know what I mean? It's when you spend so much time together, you know, I think that maybe why there aren't a lot of like groups like that maybe it's kind of the worry of like interdating and stuff like that. Because I mean, look at what happened with like Fleetwood Mac. But then of course that led to like their greatest music too. So I don't know. But
oh my god, that's a perfect example. Well, they're a band, but still, that's a perfect example.
But
co-ed, that's dope. Okay.
Well, co-ed, but they but they all ended up like interdating and ended up not working out well.
Stuff happened.
But that's like no doubt Gwen Stefani and what was his name?
Oh my god!
And that Tragic Kingdom came out of that. Tragic Kingdom came out of that. Totally.
Yes. What was his name?
Oh, I cannot remember.
I have to look it up.
I cannot remember.
Wait, I'm gonna guess.
No, not Gavin Rossdale.
No.
In the band.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking. I'm guessing. I'm sitting here. I'm like, ooh, let me guess. And I feel like.
Why
do I feel like his first name was like Scott or something like that?
I can picture him. I don't think so.
I don't think it was either. Hold on.
I can picture him in my head. Was he the drummer?
Here we go. Ready?
Bassist? Tony? Was it Tony?
There's Tony Canal, Tom Durant, Eric Stefani, Adrian Young.
Was it Adrian?
But I feel like...
I think it was the Tony.
I think it was Tony. Let me see.
Tony.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep, it was Tony.
Yep. But I mean, that's what Tragic Kingdom came out of. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, but I do like that they have more of a sibling kind of energy because I can imagine. I think it's a little different for a band because you do spend a lot of time together, but it's not quite like the training system and everything that Korea has. So it's like a lot different. And to kind of talk about that a little bit more too, like the fact that BM came, and I know this has happened with a couple groups we've covered, not knowing Korean.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
knowing English, Spanish, and a little bit of Portuguese, which is probably not going to get you very far in Korea, you know, is amazing. I'm always amazed when people come, like Felix from Stray Kids or Lisa from Blackpink. Rosé, I believe, spoke some Korean before she came. Well, maybe not, though. I can't remember. But yeah, it's amazing to me.
I feel like for me, my biggest takeaway was definitely, is it Jasef?
Jasef, yeah.
Jasef, okay. I really like how he came back from doing his military service and just was a completely different person. Like they were explaining how usually you come back and you're buff and you're this and that.
Yeah.
And he was all about like, give me more earrings, give me more this, dye his hair. Like, and it was so interesting because I feel like coming from, you know, a military family, and you could totally understand this as well.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's natural to kind of want to just break out after being so uniform.
Sure.
Whereas there are people who like to keep up that lifestyle, but you know, loose up. But it's just like, it just seems like in this case, he went like so drastically from this to that and was just embraced by his group members, which shows even more how much of a family they are, to the point where they even encouraged him. He was talking about how they, you know, Jiwoo was talking about how he would look at the females' earrings and stuff for the group members.
And take those instead. He'd be like, I look better in them.
And I also like...
Just high sibling energy.
Yes. And I like the fact that when they were talking about how they all perform or whatever, the whole idea of like they wanted to show off their femininity as well. Yeah. And was really getting into their dance moves and stuff. And they were, you know, they didn't know how they would receive it. And they were like, no, we want to do this. Like, I think that is so dope. And it shows just what this newer generation really is, trying to be all inclusive with everything and really try to break those gender walls down and just be like, we just dance because we like this dance. It doesn't matter if it looks female or male or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a dance. Period.
I love it so much when male idols like really love group choreography and stuff like that. There's like a couple that like Changbin from Stray Kids, Songhwa from ATEEZ, like, and they do it so well. You know, Minhyuk from B2B, he's so good at it. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love watching him do girl groups. But yeah, so I love that. They're not all about like, well, we're guys, so we gotta do this, and we're girls, so we gotta do this. Right. It's more of like they can incorporate elements of everything. You know, it's really, really cool.
I love me some BM.
Oh,
but
especially after that guy too. I love him even more.
But I really, really, I love Jasef, like coming, just his whole swag and like everything that he stands for, how funny he is.
Yeah, hysterical.
I was living for him. Honestly, I was living for each and every one of them.
I know.
Like they really all were just so incredible. Like I feel like this is the first time where it's really hard for me to have some sort of like biases in this.
Welcome to my world. It's so tough in so many groups. I'm always like, well, I love this one, but I like this one. And then certain days, like one will do something, and then you're like, well, now I like you more. And how has that happened?
So I definitely, and I double checked just to make sure, but after watching this guide, it really made me focusing on who would my Nectar of the Week be. So let me just explain.
Let's
to anybody
that
is a first time listener, welcome.
Yes.
But B's Nectar of the Week is basically what we do is we will, every Wednesday we feature a new artist or group, and we, you know, give you their videos and the guides and everything like that. And as we see and learn about this artist, what I do is my mind's always racing and I'm thinking of, oh gosh, well, if they like this artist, I wonder if they would like this artist who is outside of the K-pop realm. So I usually kick it off with giving Kay a couple of hints of what artists I think would go. And 9 out of 10 times she usually gets it. And then I'll give you guys a little bio on the artist and, tell you some music that you should check out. And, we go from there. So that is what B's Nectar of the Week is. It's giving you the nectar of new potential possibilities in the music realm.
I know. I'm excited because I don't know which way you're going to go on this one. I don't know if you're going to go more musically, if you're going to go like co-ed groups, if you're going to, I don't know. I really have no idea.
Well.
Okay. So time for some hints.
The first one is it is something that, okay, well, first of all, it's a group.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, there's been multiple versions of this group.
Okay. All right.
And number three, they can give you, if I'm not mistaken, good health and prosperity on the new year.
Huh? They can give you good health and prosperity on the new year. Multiple versions of a group. Give you what?
And they remind me so much of KARD.
Okay.
Because BM is a producer in this group.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say as to why I relate them to them.
Can you give me like a time frame?
90s and 2000s.
Good luck and prosperity in the new year. Okay.
You want to take a swing?
I literally have nothing. I've got nothing.
You ready?
Yeah.
The Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. I'm with you now. Okay.
The Black Eyed Peas.
Wow. I wasn't even thinking about them.
So the good health and prosperity. I don't know if that's the specific what it means, but that is specifically in just Black culture. You know what I mean? It's a thing where, and I would say Southern culture too.
Yeah.
Definitely Southern. But I just know as a Black person growing up, it was a thing that my mom did every year is that you would have collard greens, black eyed peas, chitlings or some type of pork and cornbread. And each of them meant something. I think greens meant for like wealth.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
black eyed peas was for health. Something else was for prosperity, and another thing was for like love. Like it's just there was certain meanings for each one.
Yep.
Depending on what family you come from too.
Sure.
So
I have heard of that before, but
yes.
I don't think I've ever actually had black eyed peas.
Shut up!
Yeah.
I will make you some because I
Okay.
can make them vegan.
Or
I can make well, yeah, actually, I would make them vegan.
Yeah.
So let me give y'all a little history on the black eyed peas.
Yes,
and I will make
please
this
do.
nice and I'll make it nice and quick because they definitely have a lengthy bio.
I'm sure.
And again, I apologize if I cough.
It's all good.
Black Eyed Peas, also known as the Black Eyed Peas, is an American musical group consisting of rappers will.i.am, Apple
Diap.
Yep, Apple Diap, and Taboo. The group's lineup during the height of their popularity in the 2000s featured Fergie, who replaced Kim Hill in 2002.
Okay.
Originally an alternative hip-hop group, they subsequently refashioned themselves as a marketable pop rap act. Although the group was founded in Los Angeles in 1995, it wasn't until their third album, Elefunk, in 2003 that they achieved high record success. The Black Eyed Peas' first major hit from that 2003 album was Where Is the Love, which featured Justin Timberlake. And it topped the charts in 13 countries, including the United Kingdom. And it spent 7 weeks at number 1 and became Britain's biggest selling single of 2003.
Nice.
Their fourth album to come out was called Monkey Business.
Oh, yeah.
And was even bigger worldwide success.
That's Let's Get It Started and everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that album consisted of the songs Don't Funk With My Heart.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. I
Don't
can hear
Lie.
it now. Yep.
My Humps,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and Pump It.
Did you ever watch the Alanis Morissette version of My Humps?
No.
Oh my god, it's so amazing.
That sounds...
Please go watch that video.
I will go watch that.
Oh my
I
God.
definitely will go watch
It's amazing. I love it.
that. So, and then also off their album Elefunk, I definitely would listen to Where Is the Love. They had a song called Shut Up.
Oh yeah.
Shut up, just shut up, shut up. And then Hey Mama,
Wow.
Hey Mama, this, that beat that make you go mama. And then it had Let's Get It Started. Let's get it started in here.
The only thing I didn't like about them is that Let's Get It Started is not the title of that song.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
They
And
changed it.
Yeah, and it's not a great word. I hate it very much when people say that. So anyway, that's my one thing I don't like about the Black Eyed Peas.
Yes. So in 2009, the group became one of only 11 artists to have simultaneously held the #1 spot and #2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 in history.
Nice.
With their singles Boom Boom Pow
Yep.
and I Got a Feeling.
Boom, boom, ba. Wow. I forgot how many of these songs I knew. I definitely had Elefunk and Monkey Business, like the CDs, and played them out.
Yes, like I Got a Feeling topped the chart for an unprecedented 26 consecutive weeks.
Wow.
The album The End, END, produced a third Hot 100 hit, which was called I'm a Bee, I'm a Bee, I'm a Bee, I'm a Bee. That was my jam.
I can't remember that one. Probably if I heard it, but
oh yeah, if you heard it, you definitely would. Making the group one of the few to ever place 3 #1 singles on the chart from the same album.
Nice.
Before that being followed with Rock That Body and Meet Me Halfway, which both peaked in the top 10. I Got a Feeling became the first single to sell more than 1 million downloads in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
And at the 52nd annual Grammys held in January 2010, the group won 3 out of the 6 awards they were nominated for.
Awesome.
In 2010, they released the album The Beginning, which featured the songs The Time, which sampled the song I've Had the Time.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Oh, Dirty Dancing. I love a good Dirty Dancing reference.
Yes. And then they also had a hit song off there called Just Can't Get Enough and Don't Stop the Party. And then in February of 2011, they performed and did the Super Bowl halftime show.
Nice. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
I did too. Shortly after, the group announced that they would be going on an indefinite hiatus to pursue, other activities and solo endeavors. As we all know, Fergie had a huge solo career. And then in 2018, Fergie was announced to have left the group officially after making sporadic appearances with them since their return in 2015. That year, she was subsequently replaced by J. Ray Soul for touring, who has appeared as a featured artist on several of the tracks of the group's 7th album, Masters of the Sun Volume 1. They released their 8th album, Translation, in 2020, and then their 9th album, Elevation, in 2022.
I don't think I know anything off of any of those.
So after Fergie left and they took their hiatus, it just the group itself, their popularity just went.
Yeah.
It's just people.
Plus, it's different times too. Like they had such a specific sound, I think, that was very popular at that time, and they kind of ushered it in almost. You know, like you said, that kind of pop rap kind of vibe.
I do know that their last 2 albums really featured heavily on trying to tap into world music. So I think one of them was very Latin influenced.
Very cool.
And
kind of
so so I feel like they were trying to really branch off. But it says the Black Eyed Peas have sold an estimated 80 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling groups of all time. They rank number 12 on Billboard's 2000s Decade End Artist of the Decade chart, and number 7th on the Hot 100 Artist of the Decade.
Nice.
And that is the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, I loved listening to them. Like I said, I definitely had the 2. I had Elefunk and Monkey Business for sure. I had those CDs.
I love that song. What was it? Na 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 na, baby, na 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 na, don't lie.
Oh yes, yeah.
Baby, na 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 na, you gotta try. So once in a that was my jam.
Yes, yeah.
Do you remember when do you remember the group Fergie? I feel like you might not remember this, but do you
Kids
remember
Incorporated?
No, but do you remember the group she was in?
No.
It was called Wild Orchid.
That sounds somewhat familiar.
They came out in like 1996.
Okay.
It was like 96, 97. And they had a song that was very big in like the gay clubs. It was called Talk to Me. And it was so good.
Talk to me. No,
it was
no.
It was like, talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind. Talk to me. It was like
thinking of a different.
Talk to me. It was like so good. But they also had a song like When I Pray or whatever. But Fergie was very open about her struggles actually before she got into the Black Eyed Peas. She actually, if I'm not mistaken, was addicted to crystal meth.
Really?
Yeah, like it was either crystal meth or coke or something in that realm. And she ended up getting clean. And when she got clean, joined the Black Eyed Peas.
Gotcha.
And I was like, you would never think, like looking at her, that like, a lot of people you just would never think they go through stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was just so interesting because it's just like to see her come like so far was, I think that for me at the time, I was like, again, you guys been watching for a while. You know that we are music geeks.
Yes.
And I would literally just spend days upon days just researching my favorite groups. And I remember learning that about her and I was so shocked because I was like, you just would never guess, but also it's so powerful because it's like she came through all of that and then became part of, which I'll be the first to say, like Black Eyed Peas, don't get me wrong, like they had dope music before Fergie entered because I remember listening to their music.
I don't think I have, but yeah.
It was like once Fergie joined, that was it. Like they blew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then will.i.am blew up as a producer and started working with everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely think it's also a testament to the power of bringing multiple genders together.
Yes. Yeah.
To create something that's bigger than the fact of what gender they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't nobody need to give a... That's why I think KARD is so dope, is because it's like, nobody gives a fuck about what your gender is or whatever. It's like, do you love music?
Yes.
Are you putting out music that we can relate to?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's kiki. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad you made that parallel with Black Eyed Peas because I never would have in a million years. But I can absolutely see it, you know. Musically, maybe not quite, although they do have some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually, Black Eyed Peas' newer music right now is definitely on par with KARD right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check some out because I love world music.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I love it so much.
Ooh, that's a good... Ooh, wait. That's a good say what?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go to a little say what. Say what is when we do a little palette cleansing.
Say what?
It could be on the same... subject, or it could be on something completely different, but it's the way we like to close our episodes out. So this could be our little say what section is, what is your definition of world music? And with that, what are some artists that you like or that you define as world music?
Oh, geez.
It can literally be from anywhere in the world, but when you think of it, like...
So when I think of world music, I just think of something outside of kind of like Western culture. For me.
Yes.
That's what I mean. So African, Asian, and you know what I mean? Like anything that kind of has that different vibe to it, you know? Oh, geez. Artists. Oh,
what song?
Okay. I definitely love... we were talking about this earlier today. Black is King with Beyonce.
Yes!
She worked with a ton of like African artists and dancers and things like that. I could listen to that.
Yes.
I could watch that every day.
Yes.
Every day. There's a group, I don't know if you remember them from the 90s called Corner Shop. And I believe... at least one of the members was Indian or is Indian, but they had a song called Brimful of Asha. And it was like brim full of Asher only 45. It was kind of like an EDM-y kind of track. Like it was like a guitar but it was like anyway.
I feel like I would have to hear it.
Yeah, I bet you'd know it if you heard it probably. But their whole album is super good because it had that kind of Indian music to it. And I love that mixed with like EDM. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes.
I could watch Bollywood videos all day. I love Bollywood movies so much. Like the huge dance numbers and everything. It's so good. And they're so catchy. They're so catchy. I'm trying to think of what else I love. Well, I mean, obviously K-pop.
Yes.
And I love that K-pop too takes different things. Latin music I don't know as much about, although I love like the beats and everything like that, but I don't think I've listened to like say an artist necessarily, but I know a lot of people take different inspiration. I mean, KARD themselves, there were moments where like you could have broken into like a Roomba and so, you know what I mean?
When they were doing the covers of J Balvin,
well,
they did the cover
and Bad
of
Bunny.
Rosalia.
Rosalia,
like that speaking like Spanish fluently. Like that was the first for me.
They had a song that was in Spanish.
Yes, it started with a D.
Yeah,
Dilo or Delay or something. I don't know. We'll look it up. But that was something I forgot to mention. I thought this is the first time I've ever seen.
I've seen ones in English for sure. Spanish?
Yes, never. And it was that like this. It just sets them apart, and that's why Black Eyed Peas, I feel like they worked so well. Was also because they did the same type of thing. Like so dope. But world music, so when I think of world music, I definitely think of anything that's outside of the U.S. Period.
Well, I said Western because I think like UK is pretty. Although there are some artists, especially, but they're usually from different parts of the world. You know what I mean?
So I would say Western too.
Yeah. And Europe is kind of you know what I mean? Similar vibes usually.
I really like.
Yeah.
Oh wait, go ahead. Say what you were saying.
I was just gonna say I said Europe, but then I was thinking I really love things like. Have you ever heard of throat singing? It's a Scandinavian thing. Well, mostly I believe, but it's anything that is how am I trying to put this? Something like indigenous to a culture.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's just has that different vibe. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yes. No. So I really like, first off, the first thing I think of when I think of world music is Selena.
Yeah.
Like, I think of,
true.
Like, Bitty Bitty Bom Bom and Come on the Floor. Like, I like,
yeah.
I also think of, believe it or not, I think of Gloria Estefan.
Okay, all right. Well, Cuban, yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely think of, God. Obviously, your J Balvin's, like your Becky G's, like you know what I mean. I just because like when I think of also like Black is King is the perfect example. Like that's a really good example.
Do you remember or like watching Coming to America?
Yes!
I love like the music in that. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, what's the name of that group? And they did the Lifesavers commercial too. Do you remember that?
Oh my god! I can't think of
Yes! What's the name of that group? I can't remember. I know. Oh, it's like on the tip of my tongue. But they did a ton of stuff and like I feel like the 80s, 90s. But the Lifesaver Peppermint. Do you remember that? Yes! That's what Peppermint. That's all I can remember.
Wait. I'm sitting here looking.
Sexual talk. Well, that's Eddie Murphy.
No, that's Eddie Murphy.
No. The one what is their name? Oh God, something.
Wait, who sang the song "To Be Loved" in the movie Coming to Man? No, that wasn't it.
Lifesaver.
Oh yes, like Lifesaver commercial.
African bands. That's literally what I'm typing in. Lady Smith, Black Mambazo.
Oh snap!
Yeah, male choral group.
Yeah,
I love that type of like sound. Oh, I love it so much.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to we should play that for people just so they know what it is.
I know. Maybe if I can find it, I'll put a link to the Lifesaver commercial in the thing because if you were, it was definitely an 80s, early 90s thing.
That was awesome.
All I can think is Peppermint. Peppermint. I'm not singing it correctly. I can hear it. It just sounds perfect. I can it in my head, but I can't make the noise out of my mouth. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. In the style of a South African male choral, you know. Yeah.
That
So
was
just
amazing.
picture that, and it will be great.
That was amazing. That was amazing. It was just the peppermint.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think we're at a point where we need to stop for the day.
Yes, we've hit that point.
Yeah,
It's time.
that's a little, but we had so much fun learning more about KARD
We
and
really
talking
did.
about that.
We really did.
They were
so
good. Definitely, we want some more suggestions.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Send this video to them if you know any of the members.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, BM, I'm single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just if I'm single too.
But, yeah. But I'll still look. It's very pretty.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're amazing.
They are.
They're amazing.
They're so good.
And we love them. And we love you.
And we love you.
Thank you guys so much, as always, for coming and checking us out. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.